take all of you home. Eat you. Tonight, I once again want to talk about my pickleball partner and Twitter CEO, Elon Musk. So as you know, he just fired some dude named Jim Baker. I know there's like 100 Jim Bakers, not including the ones who cook pie in a stadium. Thank you. Jim Baker. All right, you're all jerks. This Jim Baker was Twitter's deputy general counsel who had allegedly suppressed internal documents about suppressing the Biden laptop story. Yes, he was apparently suppressing the news about the previous suppression of news. That's a lot of suppression. Worse than sharing a hot tub after eating a Chipotle suppression. You know what I mean? Huh? You do. But now he just got suppressed. Musk tweeted that in light of concerns about Baker's possible role in suppression of information, he was exited from Twitter today. Exited. I love that. It's like getting fired, but with a trapdoor that dumps you straight into a well full of poop. That's been my dream. Now, this is the same Jim Baker who was a former counsel of the FBI who helped push the Steele dossier hoax. He was Jim Comey's legal counsel. But if you listen to the media, you'd think Elon just laid off a 68-year-old legally blind, blue-haired cleaning lady with a prosthetic leg and stage 3 lung cancer. Get out of here, Gertrude, and take your oxygen tank with you. It's true. Now, Musk is suspicious that Baker scrubbed the Twitter files before Matt Taibbi had unveiled them last Friday, perhaps keeping the FBI's name out of everything. And you got to wonder why a former FBI counsel is your censor. It's like having a fox do your chicken coop head count. So Musk's words are like music to our ears. Finally, somebody not just talking about free speech, but doing something to actually defend it. Once again, it's all about transparency, something the media hates more than our president does diaper rash. And while the media is busy bitching about the changes he's making within the company, like ex-employees having to get jobs where the lunchrooms don't have a masseuse, Musk has been busy tackling a massive problem head on: child porn. It's been a problem on the platform for years, even longer than Dana's relentless pictures of dogs. Just last year alone, there were nearly 87,000 reports of child exploitation on Twitter. Yeah, who would want to expose that problem, right? There's not enough sunlight in the universe to disinfect that puddle of depravity. But under Musk, that's exactly what he's doing, instituting a zero-tolerance policy, which should be the policy for every platform, person, and yeah, fancy handbag maker. Over the past few weeks, a cybersecurity expert has been working alongside Twitter's revamped trust and safety team. It's updated its ability to detect abuse content at a faster, more efficient, and more aggressive speed. And I, for one, can't wait to see the media's criticism of this. So what if you're stopping child porn? You're doing it for the richest white man alive. You should be ashamed of yourself. So far, the suspension rate on accounts that harbor this gross stuff has doubled. And I can hear the lefties now. Yeah, that's great, but some account with the handle GetHerDone66 just misgendered Admiral Levine. What are you going to do about that, you transphobe? 44,000 accounts were taken down, including many that tried to bypass detection using code words and other tricks. Again, that's in a single day. By comparison, it took over a month for Twitter to remove 57,000 similar accounts in India. So he's done more good in the last week than all the media and DC polls have ever done. And don't forget, he's African American. South African. So under Musk, isn't it true that Twitter has done more to stop child exploitation in the last month than probably the last 10 years?
It is true. Yes. Twitter's done more to stop child exploitation in the last month than probably the last 10 years.
Yes, an evil, rich white man did that. And we should point out that the trade of child porn was well known. Twitter was even sued over it, which makes it amazing that the media looks at the pre-Musk period as the good old days. That's like bragging about your frequent flyer miles from Jeffrey Epstein's jet. It's weird. I don't know if you've been on Twitter lately, but it's better. If you ignore the media who cut and paste tweets, the swarming bots are gone. There are fewer hate tweets, not that I care, except that we were told that that would get worse, and it didn't. Surprise, another lie from the government and yet another lie from this clown.
Twitter is facing very real and very serious questions about the rising volume of anger, hate, and anti-Semitism on their platform, and how they're letting it happen.
She's the only one who could make Brian Williams gripe that she stretches the truth. She lies more than I did when I was dating. Someday we'll open her binders and see they were filled with comic books. So you got less hate, less child exploitation. That seems like an improvement. I mean, isn't this what the Democrats would be for? Instead, liberals complain that Republicans care too much about such things. Next, they'll say fighting child exploitation is white supremacy, if they haven't already. Let's welcome tonight's guest. She's small enough to be a stocking stuffer, co-host of America's Newsroom and the 5 Data Burrito. He writes for major publications, then delivers them on his paper route. Host of The Guy Benson Show, Guy Benson. Her mistletoe has a bunion. Fox News contributor Kat Tiff. And Santa leaves him cookies for Christmas. My massive sidekick in the NWA's World Heavyweight Champion, Iris. Isn't it interesting? We were talking about this on the 5 Dana. That's a show you and I basically save.
12 years going.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for us, that thing would be underwater. Oh, my God. Don't worry, they don't watch. No, but it's like, again, this is an example of how the media strikes against certain ideas. They won't do certain topics, but they'll do others. I don't think I've seen this story about this child exploitation stuff anywhere. So it's like they're like, we're scabs for covering this story.
Yes, and also you're creating a distraction.
Yes.
Okay, this is their favorite thing to say, that if you're actually covering the Twitter files, that this is a distraction from the truth. But I'm like, I lost the thread on what the truth was.
Yes.
And also, they all jumped the gun. They said, oh my gosh, Twitter is going to get so much worse. Like, well, first of all, how could it get worse?
Right.
And if you're on Twitter a lot, I agree. There's not been as much. I haven't seen any of the bots.
Yeah.
I have seen a lot of ads. Mm-hmm. I never used to see ads, and now I have all these ads, and now I bought like 3 things for Percy, my dog, like within a week, including a toy that apparently makes noise he can hear, but that I can't hear, which I think is a genius toy. So maybe Twitter ads are actually the solution.
That's interesting. A toy that only a dog could hear.
Yeah. Get it?
Yes, I do. I would call that a dog whistle.
Oh, and here we are, back to that.
Yeah, racist.
Of course.
See, Kai, that's how you do it. You know, I miss your beard.
I'm sorry, you can't decide which you prefer. You know what, I have I have so many insights on this topic, but first, Greg, I was watching your show last night, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
And I have to clear the air on something.
Okay.
You, in front of millions of people, complained repeatedly that you were not invited to my Christmas party. And in fairness, it is fabulous and great, and it's true you were not invited. But this is why I debated it, and I said, this is not the type of party that he's usually asking me to invite him to. For example, the last time I invited him to a Christmas party, I had to turn him away at the door. You remember why? I said, this is not what we mean when we say, don we now our gay apparel, Greg. It's not appropriate. And so next year you will be invited.
I'll probably be busy.
No, he won't go.
No, that's the thing. You probably won't come.
He would never go. Greg, okay, I've known you, almost a decade. How many of my birthday parties have you been to? It's an easy number to remember because it's 0. You just invite. You just invite him. It's not like he'll go either way.
Right.
Yeah, you just cover that base. What's called you Gus.
You want the invite.
Yes.
To then decline.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And I also
my next intro on the show will be like, he invited me to a stupid party and I said no. Welcome, Guy Benson. That's
exactly.
What you want.
How dare you deprive me of that?
Okay. Fair enough.
Do you have a point to make?
No.
All right, that's cool, because, I mean, we burned up some minutes here.
I'll drop the party. I'll drop the Christmas party, and I will say I'm all for cleaning up the child porn problem on Twitter. Go for it, Elon. We love it.
There you go. I think you're taking a big risk.
Whoa. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad that got applause.
Kat, why do liberals defend child pornography?
I had a wonderful time at the party.
Probably the best answer for that question.
Yeah. Like, shut up.
If you have the answers, what does that say about you?
Yeah, it's not. I'm not sure that they do.
Are you defending liberals who defend child pornography, Kat?
Oh, jeez.
How was the party?
It was so much fun, and then it kept getting more fun.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I thought it couldn't get more fun, and then it did. Look, this stuff is out of control. I've already seen one liberal, like, activist, organizer type person saying that Musk and Taibbi talking about this stuff is inciting violence against Jim Baker.
Right.
Do these people hear themselves? You can't point out someone who maybe did something wrong or did something questionable without inciting violence against them. Because by that standard, then by doing that, you're inciting violence against these people. You go down your feed, anything bad you ever said about anybody, you're inciting violence against them.
Right.
Nobody really believes that, so why do you say it?
Yeah, and it is true. It's like they're acting as though, to see Mother Jones, the most left-wing publication probably in the last 40 years, defending an FBI lawyer as though he's some fragile, like, little jelly bean. Yeah. Iris?
Yeah, I know a lot about fragile jelly beans.
It just popped into my head. No, but what's your take on all this?
Well, it's just like you had that really cool boss. You didn't have to clock in. You came to work when you wanted to. Now he's gone. And there's a new boss is in town, and he's making you accountable, making you actually do your work. And that's what all this argument is about. They don't care whether about child pornography is being stopped or whatever. They care about the fact that they're not able to control it. They would probably wait till there was a good time to go into trying to stop child pornography, as if it should have been the first thing on their mind. But they would wait until they got in trouble, and then they would suddenly go on a crusade to stop it. But they can't do that now because the boss has opened it up. He has made it free, and he's going after actual really bad people. And they don't like really real things. They live in that exterior, the first world things. Like, I don't think they quite know what incited means. Like, if Jim Baker had broken glasses and a black eye, then you could be like, someone incited violence against him. But they just say things. They're like, okay, where's the violence? Where was the mob that he avoided? Where's the video of the people rocking his car trying to pull him out? None of that happened. They just want to say that and be like, well, maybe he is incited. It's like incited, racism, real problems. They don't deal in any of that. They just say it, and then everyone's supposed to go, oh! And before, whoever said it would have been canceled. Now they're not. So it's really frustrating for them. So
That's true.
They've lost their best friend. They've lost their big brother, who it didn't matter what they did and how they behaved. He made sure that the world saw it their way, and now they don't have it their way anymore.
Pretty sure Guy's going to invite Jim Baker to his party next year.
Yeah, I can't pick on you for that because we kind of do the same thing.
Yeah.
We don't go.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. You invite us to whatever, we're not
going to go, no.
But to be clear, we're not hanging out either.
Yeah.
If he invites me, I won't go. It's a strict code.
It is a strict code.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.